Everyone, welcome back to Yoga Magnificat with Nathia. Today I'm going to bring a yoga burn vinyasa class to your living rooms or wherever you're practicing today. You'll definitely need a mat, nice and sticky and grippy, and bare feet for safety. You might want a block, maybe a strap, it's really up to you. So today's focus in this class is going to be all about twists, and twists are one of my favorite themes for a class. It helps to strengthen up the core, it helps to move some things going on in the digestive tract and that whole area, and also helps to relieve some pent-up anxiety or frustration. So it's a really nice way to wring things out in case you're feeling a little bit stuck or you know, isolated, to be obvious. So without much ado, we're going to get started in child's pose. So come have a seat on your mat on your knees, and you're going to move more towards the middle back. Bring your knees out and your big toes to touch the back, and then bring your head down, walking your hands further away. Settle your forehead down on something grounded, something like a block, the floor, or two fists on top of each other. And then let your shoulders sink down. Let your hips relax. Take a few breaths here as we begin to settle into our practice. If this is the first time you're coming to the mat today, just allow your breath to begin moving in through your belly, up through your neck and shoulders, and then all the way back down. Take it slow and let everything flow. Imagine your muscles becoming soft, malleable, letting go of any grip in your body. Notice the ground beneath you that will help you to rise up through a lot of these dynamic poses that we will explore today in our practice. Let's take one more deep inhale. And one last complete empty. Slowly come up onto your hands and knees. We're going to start to move a little bit more. Walk the hands forward, come up with the shoulders over the wrists into what looks like a modified plank. And then from here, plug your toes down about hip distance apart, and then lift your knees up for your first plank. Yes, we're starting with plank position. Now root your hands down, push your arms down towards the floor, and then tuck your tailbone down. So you're thinking about bringing that tailbone down, not up. Okay, and then think about dragging your wrists towards your toes without moving them. So it's like you're squeezing everything from your chest down to your pubic bone. Take another deep inhale. Exhale. Separate your feet just a little bit more and drop your hips. Coming into an upward facing dog variation on the toes. Breathe deep into your belly. Exhale. Come into plank. Now here's a little change. We're going to press up into downward facing dog. Rock back onto your heels. Maybe walk in a little bit. Now press into your right hand and release your left hand over to the right ankle. Twist and turn to the right underneath that arm. Come back, left hand to the floor, come to plank. From here, downward facing dog, scoot your right hand to your outer left ankle, look underneath that left arm, replace that hand, come forward, inhale. Exhale, pike up, twist to the right, plank, inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, plank, exhale, twist. Inhale, plank, exhale, twist. This time, come back to plank, lower down. Inhale, come up for your cobra, and exhale, press it back to your first static downward facing dog. Press your heels down, look back at your big toes. Bend your knees, walk it forward, take a forward fold. Let your arms come down,
Hands to the floor or back of your calves, pull yourself in. Let your whole upper body fall forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, come in just a little bit more. Inhale, release hands on shins or thighs like a number 7. Bend your knees, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to start warming things up just a little bit more, continuing with that whole idea of twists, bringing the hands down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back into your plank. Lower down. Inhale, come up for your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now listen carefully. We're going to start doing something a little more dynamic here. We'll take the right leg up and settle it between the hands. Low lunge, stay here. Take your right hand, lift it up to the sky, turning to the right. Press your hand down back to plank. Stay here. Left foot comes forward. Take your left hand up, turn to the left. Now we're going to alternate this. Take the hands down to frame the foot. Step it back, plank. Right foot forward, right hand up. So it's the same hand, same foot. That's going to be moving here. Left foot forward, left hand opens. Press it back into your plank. Right foot forward, right arm opens. Right hand down, plank. Left foot forward, left hand opens. Good, set it back, plank. Right foot forward, right arm opens. Last time on this side, left foot forward, left hand opens. Set it back into downward facing dog. Pedal at your feet. Notice if you have your heart beating fast now, feeling some warmth in the body. Squeeze those heels down, really press into your hands. And then from here, press those heels down. Bend your knees, look to your hands, walk or hop forward and let yourself forward bend. Inhale for your halfway lift. Hands can come onto your shins or your thighs. Bend those knees, power up into your high mountain pose. Hands to heart. All right, we're going to keep moving from here. We're going to take ourselves into a chair twist. So bring your feet close together, zip them up. From here, lifting the hands, come down to a forward fold. Inhale, straighten those legs, press into the floor like a halfway lift, but down low. Bend your knees, sink your hips back down to the floor. Lift your hands up to frame your face into chair pose. Bring the hands to your heart. Take your left elbow across to your right knee. Hook it, and then take a look over to the right. Press your top hand down and spin your chest towards your thumbs. Take a peek, look at your left knee, swing it back just a little bit, keep them even. If you want a little bit more, sink your hips down, bit lower, release your left hand, right hand to the sky, your choice. Bring the hands back together. Now really squeeze your knees together and begin to balance on your right foot. Squeeze those knees, lift your left foot until you come into a one-legged chair twist flamingo pose. Now if you feel like you're unsteady here, you're going to keep your left toes on the floor like a little kickstand. Now to keep your gaze on the floor, you're going to kick that left foot back, landing into a twisted lunge. Land soft, lower your hips, and then turn to the right again, creating a nice, tight, twisted position. Keep those hips squared up and together. If you want, take the right hand up to the sky, bring it down and around. Take your left hand to the floor and just look up to the ceiling. Release. From here, hands to the floor. I'm going to come into a different little twist here. So in low lunge, take your back leg, your left leg, and you're going to meet that knee into the crook of your right knee. So bring it in, sit down, spin your right arm open. Whew. Bring the right hand down and kick it back into plank. Now we're going to stay here and come into side plank. I know it's got hot and heavy really quick. So we're going to turn to the left, come onto the sides of your feet. Now you're going to feel your front start to turn to the left, and then once you're ready, you can crawl your left hand open, Push into your hand, lift your hips up. Now, if you want, you can have your left leg out in front for modification. Option 1. Option 2 is have that foot, the left foot behind you, and lift those hips up a little more. And again, you can always keep your feet stacked a little bit harder this way. All right, I'm done talking, so let's take that left hand down, slow plank position, lower down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press it back. Just here for a couple of breaths. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk or hop to your hands, stay low for a forward bend. Inhale for your halfway lift. Bend your knees, come all the way to the top, hands to heart. And lucky us, we're going to start that whole thing all over again, starting with chair pose. So let's bring those feet really close together. Bring the arms up, forward bend. Release the hands to the floor. As you come to halfway lift, you're going to press your fingertips to the ground, straighten your body. So legs are straight, crown of the head to tailbone is long. Drop your hips, bend your knees, sit down low, and then lift the arms to frame the face. Chair pose. Now bring the hands to the heart. You're going to bring your right elbow across to your left outer thigh. So you're going to hook that elbow into that knee, take your top hand down, press it, and bring your chest to spin towards your thumbs. Take a peek down, make sure your right knee isn't poking forward. You're going to slide it back. Keep your hips squeezing together. Now take a look down. This is for balance. We're going to come into our flamingo chair twist. So knees stuck together, you're going to begin to push down into your left foot and then begin to crawl your right toes onto the floor. When you're ready, lift the foot, the leg off the ground. So one-legged flamingo chair twist. Now we're going to shoot that right foot back nice and slow and then land that foot into a twisted lunge prayer twist. So again, drop those hips low, press your elbow into that thigh and turn your chest just a little bit more towards the thumbs. Push back against your right toes, straighten that back leg. All right. Take a couple of breaths. You might want to take your right hand down, left hand to the sky, your choice, or even wrap it around and look up. Slowly release, hands frame the front foot, low lunge. Whew. All right, last little push here. You're going to rock your back knee to the back of your left knee. So you're going to walk it in, stick it together, take a little squat. Oh, that left leg is burning. Good, and step it back. Left leg to plank. Now, here we have side plank on the other side. So turn to the right. And when you're ready, peel your right hand off the ground and bump those hips up. Again, option 1 is to keep the right foot in front. Option 2 is to keep the right foot behind. Whatever suits your fancy, choose it and take it. Push strong into the bottom hand. Deep inhale. And exhale. Slowly lower your right hand to turn your body to face the floor. Plank position, lower down. Good. From here, take a moment, release those hands, and let your body rest. This is going to be a short-ish flow, so we're going to try to pack a bunch of different things in at once. It's a kind of nice way to use your time, but it means it's going to be fairly challenging. All right, so release the hands. We're going to warm up the back a little bit here. So along with twists, it's also a great idea to work the back muscles as well. So we're going to start by firming up the legs, and we're going to lift them off the ground, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, and keep your hands light, almost like you're not even holding onto the floor. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Inhale slow, exhale slow. Last cycle of breath. Exhale, release it all. Place your other cheek to the mat. Wiggle out your hips. Take a few breaths. Settle out your heartbeat and your breath. And then we'll come back to center. Bring the arms out in front, about shoulder distance in front of you. We're going to start with some kind of swimming movements here. So with the hands on the floor and the toes on the floor, you're going to pick up your right hand and then your left foot, opposite hand to foot. And then try to lift that entire set of limbs, arm and left leg, as high as you can. Exhale, lower. Inhale, switch. Left hand, right foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right hand, left foot. And again, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Really squeeze the glute at the top. One more time, right hand, left foot. This time, we're going to lower and lift everything up. Both hands, both feet. If you want, begin to lift opposite hand, so left arm, right foot, right arm, left foot, and stay up. Look down, keep your neck long. So just touch, tap, and release. Don't worry if you can coordinate or not, just keep moving. Good, and slowly put it down. Bring your hands underneath the face. Rest a cheek to the mat, wiggle your heels out one last time. All right, let's come back up with the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to make our way to tabletop position. So from here, walk your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees below your hips. Take your right foot out nice and long, left arm nice and long. We're going to bring opposite elbow to knee to tap and extend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach nice and high. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. This time, set your left hand down. You're going to swing your right foot off to the side, over to the right. So I'm going to change so you can see what I look like. My right foot is off to the side, and I'm going to come up nice and high into gateway posture. Take the left hand up and over. Reach towards the extended leg, the right side. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, nice stretch here. And then from here, take your left hand down to the floor and then pop forward onto that left hand so your right leg pops off the ground. Roll open your right shoulder and tuck your core muscles in, and then take that right hand to the sky. So this is a modified side plank, a little different than the side planks we were doing previously. We're going to move this into a stretch, so we're going to bend that right knee, bring it forward, and clasp the front of that ankle. See if you can grab it and hold that heel towards your bottom as you roll back. So notice my right shoulder is moving back. I'm pressing the front of my body slightly forward, giving this really nice glute as this quadricep stretch. Losing my body parts right now. And then slowly release and come all the way back up. And we're going to switch. So if you're facing the short edge of your mat, it's going to look like this from the side. Again, left foot comes off to the side, gateway pose, right hand comes up and over, send your left hand down. Breathing in and breathing out. This time, take your right hand to the floor. You're going to pop onto that right hand, lift the left leg up, and take the left hand to the sky. Modified side plank. Bend that left knee, bring it close to your chest, and then clasp the front of your ankle to bring the heel back and open it up. Maybe even lean back a little bit, creating an arc through the front of your body. Take a few breaths here. Slowly release, coming into your modified side plank again. Set that foot down, come back up. Taking the hands down, walk your way back into tabletop position. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round it back. Now we're heading into a secondary sequence here with our yoga flow. So what I showed you here with the spinal balance opposite elbow to knee crunch, you can also do the next part, the downward facing dog, on tabletop like this, with the right foot back and crossing over to your left elbow, instead of doing three-legged dog to left elbow. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So this is our first variation in case things get a little hairy later on. Okay, and I'll show you just now. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Press those knees up, hips high, slide your head back towards your elbows. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And here's that three-legged dog that goes across. So if you find that this is too much, drop back to your knees and take the tabletop variation. Lift your right foot up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow. You're going to turn your hip down and float. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, twist and float. Inhale, come back up. Last time, right knee, left elbow, twist and float that hip. Come back up, three-legged dog. Right foot plants. Good. From here, inhale, lift. Come into your twisted lunge. We did this in a previous class. So turn to face the right side, open your arms, reaching to the front and back of your mat. This time, take your right hand to your left thigh. You're going to brace yourself, taking that left arm up and over, reaching back into your revolved crescent twist. Cartwheel that left hand to the floor. Yes, right hand to the sky. Bring your left knee to the back of your right knee for that Kundalini's twist. We saw this before in the beginning of class. Good. Bring your hands down. Side plank. So we're going to start the side plank on the left side. Right foot slips back. Turn to the right. Left hand is on the floor. Bump those hips up. Your choice to brace with your right foot, in front or behind. Turn it down. Plank. Lower. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is our last flow, last side. I told you it would be short, but it would be a hard one. Take the left foot up. Left knee to right elbow. Twist and float. Inhale, come up. Twist and float. Inhale, come up. Take it slow, not too fast. Twist to the right. Lift it up. This time, plant that foot. Find your footing before you come up nice and strong to your high lunge. Open to the left. Reaching forward and back with both fingertips. And then find your balance here. Take your left hand to the right thigh. Right hand goes up to the sky. Lean into it. Find your stability. And yes, we are coming down. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. You're going to take the right knee to the back of your left knee. Kundalini's twist. How fun is that? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, stick it back, low lunge. So side plank, this time turning to the left. So turn your feet to the left, open it up. Maybe take a variation with your left foot forward or left foot back. Keep those hips up, whichever variation you've chosen, and slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra position. Exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Walk your heels in just a little bit more. Push into your hands and really get that tummy close to the thighs. Enjoy that back body stretch for one more moment. Exhale. Walk your knees down. We have one more little push. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You press play, so this is what you're going to get. Bring your elbows down where your palms once were. You're going to scoot your knees back, plug your toes down, and get ready for, this is modified forearm plank. So we're going to work our core. Now I want you to imagine your belly button is flipping up towards your spine and your tailbone is coming down underneath your body. So rather than sticking your butt up, think about curling your tailbone down and that you have your core muscles scrunching in together. And then from here, lift one knee off the ground, lift the other knee off the ground, push into your heels, and extend the crown of your head. Staying here for a few breaths, and I'm going to add something fun to it called dolphin pose. So dolphin pose looks like downward facing dog like this with our elbows on the ground. Begin to push into your elbows, lift up your hips and walk your feet in. Get in as close as you can. Look back at your toes. Try not to look at your hands. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk your feet back out and your shoulders over your elbows, coming to forearm plank. Coming through again, walk forward. Stick that bum up in the air, dolphin pose. Exhale, extend yourself back into forearm plank. Yippee. Dolphin one more time. So if you want to, you can always come to forearm plank. You can drop the knees or stay here, okay? At this point, you probably all want to drop your knees, relax, come into Sphinx. So set your thighs down, set the pubic bone down and a bit of your belly button. Then lift through the crown of your head by pushing into those elbows. Relax the front of your body. Breathe deep. Exhale. Slowly release. Walk yourself back. This time, take an extended child's pose with the leg out. So we'll take the right foot off to the side. I'll show you what I mean. Take the right foot off to the side like we did in Gateway. Set your hips back onto the tops of your toes. Crawl your body forward. Take a deep breath. Deep breath in. Slowly walk yourself back up. Bring your right knee in, left foot out. And then untuck your back toes and sink back into a child's pose on one leg as you sink that left thigh down. Walk yourself down to the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slowly bring yourself back up. Bring the knees together. And from here, sit down onto your heels. Now we're going to come into a back bend. So for this one, I want you to sit up nice and tall onto the tops of your knees and tuck your toes underneath. We're going to come into half camel with the option to do full camel. So you want your knees about hip distance apart. So notice how I'm not really close together, but I have about hips distance, and I'm nice and strong through my quads and my glutes. Okay, so the tops of the thighs and the butt should be nice and strong. Now hold on to the backs of your calves. Look forward and then walk yourself down and maybe just push your hands into your butt a little bit, into your hamstrings, and push your hips forward and let yourself look up, let your shoulders drop. Now, if you feel like you can continue walking your hands down your hamstrings, please feel free. Hang out here or get down a little bit lower, maybe transferring one hand onto your heel, the other hand onto the other heel, and then push your hips forward as though they're flush against a wall. And then look up. Drop your shoulders back. Breathe in through that whole open front of your body. Begin by looking forward, dropping your chin to your chest and walking your hands up your legs, up your back. Take a moment. Do not go straight into child's pose from here. We want to twist first. So bring the arms out in front. Bring your right hand to the back and turn to the right and stretch those hands to the front and back of your mat. Take the right hand forward. Take the left hand open, turning to the left side of your mat. Bring the left hand down. Now you're going to have a seat on the right side of your hip. So I'm going to turn forward to show you. Turn onto your right hip and let your legs come out to the side. Take your right hand up and over, left hand to the floor,
for a nice little side bend. Take your right hand to the floor, clasp the front of your left ankle. Bring it back in space now. You might want to come down onto your forearm here. Squeeze your heel towards your bum, and then look away to your right arm. Breathe through the front line of your body for this nice quadricep stretch. Slowly release. You're going to pass that foot off to your right hand. I know this is getting a little bit like origami, but you're going to straighten that left leg forward. Take your right hand to the outside of your left foot, and you're going to straighten it while you turn towards your right toes. Now you might be thinking, I feel like a bit of a pretzel and I'm not sure which is left and right. No worries. Think about your left leg crossing your body, and it's your right hand holding onto the outside of your foot, and you're pushing into the outside of your foot, so you're getting this nice IT band stretch on your left side of your leg. Good, so you're going to release that foot. You're going to bring it back to stack on top of the other leg, and then you're going to switch. So bring those feet over to the right side and land on your left hip. Okay, so from here, we're going to take that side bend. Take your left hand up and over, right hand to brace you on the floor, and then look up towards your bicep, breathing in and breathing out. And just enjoy these last moments where we're letting go, stretching, enjoying that sensation of having moved and warmed the body. Let's come back up and take that quad stretch. So grab the front of your right ankle, bring that heel towards your bottom and land on your left elbow. Then begin to press that knee back and look away towards your left hand. Take a few breaths here, opening through the right hip flexor and quad. And then slowly release. Now here's the tricky part. You're going to take that right leg and you're going to cross the body to this other hand, right? The one that was on the floor. You're going to bring it over and across. Sit down on both sit bones. Take your left hand to the outside of that right leg and you're going to push that leg straight and then turn to the right. Set your right hand down behind you and really kick through that heel. You're going to feel that IT band stretch along the length of that leg. Take a few deep breaths. Slowly bring it in. Place both feet together, coming into butterfly pose. So let your knees drop, hold on to anywhere along your shins, sit up tall, and then hinge forward. Press your elbows slightly down towards your inner thighs, feeling out if it has any more space for you to open up. Take a deep breath and think about really lengthening through the crown of your head, and not rounding through your shoulders and your spine. So you want to almost come forward as though you're the top of the lid with hinges keeping you from coming down rather than collapsing. And then slowly allow yourself to come forward, and when there's no more room for you to keep your back straight, you're going to round at last. Round the spine, drop your shoulders and your head, and let yourself come into a passive butterfly pose. Breathe deep through your low back, through your inner thighs, through your pelvis, all through the length of your spine, your shoulders, back of your neck. Slowly bring it up, knees together, push your feet forward, coming into seated staff position. Let's bring those arms up to the sky and exhale, forward fold. Land your hands anywhere along your legs, even if it's the back of your thighs. Pull yourself forward and then walk your hands down. Again, same principle as before, keeping your spine hinging forward nice and long. Only when you can no longer keep your spine from collapsing into a rounded position, then consider that maybe the point where you're going to stop. And then round forward. Let that spine relax. Drop your head and shoulders. Relax the back of your legs. Slowly come all the way back up. We're going to take a seat and lie down on the back. We're going to come into a twist position, which is a little bit different than the one where you have your knees just stacked and they're just going to the side. So what we're going to do is begin by crossing the right leg over into pigeon pose, reclined pigeon. So your right ankle is over your left thigh and you're going to push that knee slightly away. Now we're going to walk the feet over to the right. So you're just going to shimmy your left foot over to the right side just a little bit. Open your arms off to the sides like a T and then drop your legs to the left. And you're just going to see how it feels to keep the legs in this position. If you don't like it, you can release that top leg so it's stacked on top of the other. Or you can intensify by taking your left hand, grab the front of that shin, your right shin, and then take your right hand and push that knee slightly away. So you've got two actions here, left hand pulling towards the body, right hand pushing away. So you're getting this really nice stretch in your right hip. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out. One last cycle of breath. And then slowly release your grip. Lift the legs up to the sky and uncross them. Let's take the left leg over to the right thigh. Open the knee up. Now walk your feet over to the left a little bit and then set the legs down over to the right side. Now same thing here. If you don't like this so much, you can stack your knees on top of each other or intensify by taking your right hand to the front of your left shin. Pull the legs slightly towards you while either taking your left hand, pushing it out and away, or you can just actively push your knee away from you as you relax onto the floor. Take a deep breath. Exhale, slowly release. Continue breathing. And then slowly release your grip, walk your feet up and uncross them. From here, ball your knees up into your chest for Uttanasana. Give yourself a little squeeze. From here, we're going to come into just a little baby plow position. So we're going to bring those feet, we're going to rock them up and over and catch your hips up and bring your feet past your head. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, feel free to omit or just stay in Uttanasana. If your toes touch the ground, they touch. If they don't, they don't. Take a few moments here in plow. Keep your head looking at your knees, your thighs. Do not look from side to side. If you can, just listen to my voice. And then very slowly let your spine roll down with your hips and set your feet down. Let your arms relax by your sides. Take a few cleansing breaths. And then feel free to extend your feet out long if you wish, coming into Shavasana. Allow yourself to become really comfortable. Allow the back of your head and shoulders to ground into the floor and feel the length of your back and your seat and the back of your legs connect with the earth. And just notice yourself breathing. Notice the air moving and touching all points in your body. Letting all other thoughts just fade into the background. Let yourself enjoy that vibrancy, the pumping of your heart and all that fresh blood flow and oxygen circulating all over. And just let yourself enjoy that sensation. Before we end, just notice the warmth in your body. That sense of ease and calm in the mind. Let yourself feel satisfied with whatever you were able to accomplish today. And likewise, to feel satisfied with all the things you feel you should have done but could not because of our circumstances right now. Allow yourself to enjoy this period, this sort of parenthetical place we all live in. Allow yourself to be okay with how long this might last. Enjoy the quiet. Enjoy the details. Allow yourself to rest, to be content. Feel free to wiggle your hands and feet. Maybe reach up overhead and extend your legs long and take a deep, thorough breath. Feel fully expanded. And as you exhale, melt and soften. And slowly make your way up to a seat, either by rolling straight up through the spine or rocking onto the side and coming up. Let's bring those hands up over the head. Feel that lightness, calm, maybe that sense of joy. May you have this with you tonight in your thoughts, words, and heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoyed that practice with the dog, and maybe I'll invite Sausage back up here sometime. Otherwise, also let me know if there's any kinds of yoga styles you want to see, if you want things that are a little bit more beginner friendly, a bit more relaxation videos or whatever. Please comment, let me know, and I'll see you back next time. Take care. Bye-bye.